The junglers are the most important position on Summoner's Rift. I think AC, the way he plays, is super chaotic. He's the way of fire, and if you look at Grell, he's more tempered. He's waiting for you to make the first mistake. He's the way of air, and these two junglers are going to go at it today.
All right, well, as we jump into Champion Select, I look forward to seeing those two playstyles match up against each other. Already, it looks like the Way of Fire has picked up Maokai, I'll say, not terribly aggressive jungler, but I'm sure that AC is going to give us the best look at Maokai in this game, because flash engages with Maokai are something that I would expect to see out of a jungler that's been playing like this during the split, with a Kai'Sa and Rell on the other side. It looks like we're going back to that old and golden, honestly reminding me quite a bit of last game.
I would say so as well. Grell locks in the Viego here, deciding that he's going to carry this go around, getting the damage through with the Ruined King himself. They ban away the Varus right at the top of the ban rotation. Take that out. They'll be taking out Xayah as well, I hope, with their next ban here too. But Liberty, they're looking to ban out the solo lanes.
Really interesting to note that Grell's most played so far, Wukong, still available as well, and excellent with a composition that does want to get down and boogie a little more, like you know you're going to have when you pick up Rell. Kennen gets banned away, as does Varus, limiting some options for people like Juliera and Avenger, since Tristana, as we know, is a flex pick that can move between the bot lane, the mid lane, and sometimes even the top lane.
Sometimes the top lane as well, right? And those bans continue to come out. Aphelios taken away from Juliera. I'm going to say it, man. Juliera, get that Draven, man. Get that Draven going. You'll never get a better moment than this. There'll never be a better composition than this. You get the Draven, Alistar bot lane. With that Tristana in the mid lane, you get a tank jungler to help you through it. I think it'd be a really good pickup for him.
It's going to feel pretty good into Rell, you have to imagine as well, but we're going to have to wait to see what gets picked up for the Vivo Cade Stars next. They've already got a bot lane and a jungle, but they need to assign one of their solo laners now into a matchup that can then be countered by Liberty. Which of them do they want to throw to the wolves? Is it Guigo? Is it Grefthar? I think my heart is saying it's probably Grefthar that they're going to let sink or swim, but no. They have so much confidence in the Gwen that they pick this one up again for Guigo.
Gwen coming in through Guigo, big carry potential from the top laner. Really cool stuff from him here. It's a legendary guy, man. Always on good teams, always at the top of his game, and he's going to bring this Gwen to the table for the carries. Please pick Draven. Come on. Lock it in. Lock in the Draven.
Gonna do it. I don't think they do it. Like, part of me really wants to see it happen. Tristana, again, though, very flexible if they did want to try and pick something different up in the mid lane. Instead, something like a Zeri or even a Sivir.
They're hovering
would put you in a
things.
place where you don't have a whole lot of AP, and that is quite concerning when playing into Vivo Cade Stars.
Doing some hovering here. We got LeBlanc hovers.
Good.
Whoa,
choice.
hey. Oh, Tristana's going to be the AD carry. Okay. I'm all right with that. That's a good flex. I think that makes sense. And Avenger has been one of the better LeBlancs we've seen. However, LeBlanc has not, I repeat, has not won a game yet in the CBLOL. So this would be the first LeBlanc win for the champion and for Avenger as well.
It takes a lot of confidence to lock in a champion that has absolutely no wins. When Annie is still up as well, that's going to get snatched away by Vivo Cade Stars, and I don't think they're too upset about it. Looking at the way that this has gone, Liberty have not just picked up the LeBlanc here, but picked up a pretty confident composition with the ability to clear waves that Tristana and LeBlanc are going to have. You're still relying on a decent chunk of mid-game power versus a very scary late game.
I'm scared already. Why are we whispering?
I don't want to wake them.
I don't want to wake them up. I'm scared. I'm scared of them here too. But the composition for VK, I'll get quiet. The composition for VKS is incredible. You can't understate just how powerful the champions on this roster are. Normally we would see Cassante on VKS too, right? And it would be kind of a weaker champion, a weaker win rate or something. No, even that up in the top lane has turned into this big carry top laner. Yeso, come in here, man. But just be quiet about it. Just be quiet about it.
Okay,
We don't want to wake him out.
I'm here. Yeah, we don't want to wake him up. You don't want that late game showing up a little too early. I will double dip on what Axman said. I'm a big fan of this VKS draft. It's specifically the Gwen for Gigo, who can really be that big powerhouse in team fights for this team. I think is a wonderful pick for them here. Solid composition on the other side, and I really feel like, we're going to get that LeBlanc win sooner rather than later, but I'm not sure if this is going to be the one. Liberty have a tough test ahead of them, and I think VKS, while they have stumbled a little bit and certainly have not been living up to expectations, at least ours, so far this split, I think they've set themselves up for success in Champions Select this time around, and I'm very excited. This should be a really fun game, gentlemen, to round out the day. Dia, Axman, take it away.
I can't help but agree with Yeso, and thank you so much for bringing us out of Champ Select as we are going to jump onto the Rift now. It's going to be just you and me, Axman, to witness what occurs here. What Vivo Cade Stars have set themselves up marvelously for, but I can't count out Liberty, especially not after what they nearly did to the Red Canids, one of the best teams in the league just last week. They've got to have a game plan with this. They've passed by some champions that I would like to see them pick up, but I'm giving them the faith, and I want to see how things work out, especially with this early Maokai lock-in for AC, because I am focusing on AC versus Grell. These might not be super flashy early gankers. You're not going to get level 2 ganks like you would on Jarvan, but these teams have been defined by their junglers.
They certainly have been. Flash forward!
Avenger gonna jump away, not burning the flash of his own. So
He's good.
Greftar, yeah, now down a summoner spell. Is vulnerable to those aggressive AC moves.
Certainly, and that's exactly what AC wants, right? He wants to get in there, bully the mid laner early, and Greftar being on Annie is a huge threat to Liberty's continued success, so they will try and shut down this Annie and shut her down early. It'll be one full clear from AC's, and then you can expect the Maokai in the middle lane. 2v2, I didn't get my Draven, I got Tristana, that'll have to do. Here's the fight. Come on, please.
That was the
Come
hope,
on.
right?
Come on,
We've
please.
all seen it.
Give it to me.
I do like that for now, everybody's like, well, we did lose a little bit too much in the earlier stages of this game, and right now, especially Vivo Cade Stars don't need to be messing with the Liberty bot lane. Neither one having a particularly great time in terms of the cooldowns. However, keep our eyes on the junglers. We talked about them earlier. We've now had the mid lane matchup be set up for success in the favor of Liberty if AC can make his way there, and I'm really curious about the pathing that Viego and Maokai will take.
Certainly, I'm thinking, oh, looks like a little 4 camp. No, that's just a ward. So yeah, 3 camps here for Maokai down bot side. The junglers will be in retrograde, clearing opposite sides of the map initially.
In retrograde.
Yeah, you like that?
Before.
Yeah.
I think that's innovative.
So it's a tangential but opposite relationship.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Axman not only
you like
used
this?
a cool word, I thought you were just like giving me a word like Mercury is a
No.
retrograde. I mean, I guess it's probably related, but we're gonna have to
It
hold
is.
it because Grell is getting aggressive. And that's not what I thought we were going to get during the early stages of this game. AC is forced to walk right on out of the jungle, where in the top side, Viego is actually running things as expected on the Gwen.
Grell showing us what would happen if Aang went to the Fire Nation first.
I am really worried about Avenger stepping up to this, but
Oh!
he's going to do it, and he gets the lockdown. AC could still win this. Flash away from AC. He's still alive, and he commits back in for the first blood. What a sequence of events. What an outplay from the mid-jungle duo of Liberty.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's the way of fire, baby. Maokai brings the heat. Let's go. Woo!
Oh my lord. Not how I expected that matchup to play out. I saw the invade and went, you know what? Fair enough. Grell gets some of the jungle, and that's just how it goes. But AC takes nothing lying down, and what a commitment from Avenger as well. I wouldn't trust my jungler that much. I am amazed that AC went out on that limb, knowing how much was on the line.
Yeah, 100%. AC and Avenger working together perfectly. 3 Gs, more like the 2 As. Let's go. All right, and they still want to bully Grefthar too, right? And after this play, they're going to have that much more to be able to bully Grefthar with. You see him holding out in the river, and that ward's not going to do anything, Grefthar.
Not going to spot AC on the way in. Instead, will just be another Scuttlecraft. Nice aggressive trade from Avenger, but LeBlanc still not in a great position overall in this matchup. Grefthar and Annie as a whole pretty darn confident into LeBlanc with the ability to stun her at will, and it's keeping Avenger honest underneath the tower. I'll say even a little bit disadvantaged.
Ooh.
Another stun comes through, and Avenger
Wow.
is just getting stuffed.
Yeah, AC's on the backside here too. He was not revealed by that ward because it's disabled by the control ward, and he's left it up so that it doesn't reveal him. No one actually knows he's here right now, but he also hasn't walked up behind Grefthar yet. That's about to change. Check out mid lane. Check out mid lane.
Look at what's happening on the map as well. I mean, Greftar's walked away, but Dragon's going down. This is a very early Dragon, especially for CBLOL, considering the history of this region. Vivo Stars just jump on this Dragon like a sack of bricks and take it down. That was another really proactive play from Grell. The first one may not have gone well, but that Chemtech Dragon is an excellent take.
Oh yeah, excellent pickup, really good momentum for them as well. Too much tempo talk, not enough momentum talk. Really good momentum here from VKS. This should carry them into the mid game and allow them to better fight over objectives at that point in the game. They are down a couple hundred gold, but it's good stats for them that they're picking up from these Dragons and good map control as well.
Temporary freeze by the Liberty bot lane as Tristana can't actually hold the wave by her tower for too long, simply because of the explosive charge passive, but it will let them zone out Trigo for a little while longer, maybe get a small XP advantage. Trigo's still running the top lane, and I have to say, the solo lanes of the Vivo Stars are looking really good. That, combined with their jungler, really puts a face to the name of the 3 Gs that Vivo Stars have. We're going to keep using it, especially when it's this powerful.
You know, there's 2 extra hidden Gs in the bot lane too, in Trigo and damage, which brings them up to 5G. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about that. We're not sponsored by any cell phone companies, but there is 5Gs in VKS as well. It gives them better connection.
Because I thought you were just saying that like Trigo and Damage were gangsters, so they were like the other 2 Gs.
they're,
you know?
they're OGs.
Like, we got it.
Yeah.
We go Grell, Grefthar, and 2 gangsters.
Yeah, that's where I was going with that, and not to the cell phone 5G system. But hey, different audiences, right? Different audiences.
Amen.
Avengers stepping up, Damage looking for an angle. He's not going to find one. You just don't catch LeBlanc like this. This is why we were talking about they try to bully Grefthar. You're not going to bully Avenger. He's just too mobile.
I will say, this is just another example, however, of these teams trying to force the other into mistakes. Avenger even trying to bait in damage of Grefthar. Now that he knows that Lox is around, the potential for a fight is there. Jumps right in onto Grefthar, gets a little bit more damage, and now this Annie has to be careful because whether you like it or not, Annie's in burst range and probably has to go home.
Yeah, it has to head back to the tower at least. Grell's going to be here, but the wave air will force him back in a way.
So let's think about this. Let's think critically about this. We're at 8 minutes into the game. Rift Herald has just spawned.
Yeah.
And we haven't had a real fight. We haven't been an odd skirmish.
Well,
Liberty want to kick it off, however.
Hold your horses.
In a 5 versus 4. Trigo's still on the way up, level 6. So Killer Instinct available for Kaisa. But will Vivo Stars engage?
You gotta fight! You gotta fight! Grefthar, walk up, get the ult in there, man. What are we doing?
Vivo's got a crazy flank too. Damage takes almost none of it on the engage, dismounting on the Rel for a lot of CC. Vivo K-Stars had nothing to fear this whole time, as it appears, although Grevthar is going to be lucky to get out of this pit alive. The sapling still chewing at him. Kiari trying to re-engage. AC's going to go for a huge knockup from him, but nobody's around to follow up. Avenger commits into the front line. He's going to get chunked up by Guigo. Almost gets taken down, but instead, the Gwen will fall. Juliera's still out here putting over some damage, but Vivo K-Stars again take the reins, eliminating Avenger and Kiari.
This is week 1 VKS. This is what I was looking for way back in week 2, but we did not get it. We got bad VKS back then. Now they're looking like good VKS. They won't get the Rift Herald deal, but they'll get the team fight victory, and that's enough to pique my interest. Oh, big knockup!
Oh, Trigo's dead! He's dead under tower! Oh my god! I can't believe that Liberty keep going for this. Juliera has almost no mana. There's still a chance he picks up the kill, but a single auto will not be enough to follow it up. And Grill in Tristana's corpse will pick up the double on Was.
Oh man, I thought Trigo was unkillable there. Juliera dealing a bunch of damage and then going down himself to Grell. Holy cow, that's what the Way of Air gets you. That's our Aang the Avatar moment. He's got the Kraken Slayer. He's back on Summoner's Whiff. Check out this replay. I said Summoner's Whiff, didn't I?
I don't know.
Well,
could have been.
We won't
Given
dwell
how
on that.
this
Little
fight
fight coming through here. Grell drops the ultimate onto Was. They delete him. Grell turns into Alistar, which builds up a bunch of fun interactions as he dashes sword onto the Rift Herald. They're able to take that one down eventually. Watch this re-engage from Kiari and from AC. Flash sword, W follows Trigo through his own flash.
And we cut right back to another fight, which is exactly how I'd have it here in CBLOL. AC claps another knockup, but Guigo takes him down. Guigo might just pick up a double kill here. Doesn't have the stacks on the scissors, so does have to back away before the snip bites him.
It's a dominance.
Dominance now unleashed. A tower dive is available when situationally immune tries to get away, but can't quite do it. And Kiari picks up a kill in the top lane. 1 for 1 in the grand scheme of things, but a very scary situation for Liberty.
Beautifully done from Kiari. Just the kind of thing you would expect from this highly mechanical top lane player. Really love to see that. And Guigo picking up the kill too. Looked so close from him, just a little bit more, and he would have had it even if the Ignite was up on that play. I think he might have been able to have it. Another fight breaks out.
Grevthar's on the way. Liberty have to know that this is happening. Stun's not ready just yet, but Was is going to be pulled back in by damage. Ignite goes down, and Trigo picks up the kill. Well played by Vivo K-Stars, abusing the numbers advantage.
Really good stuff. They'll back off for the time being. Drop back onto what should have been the dragon, but they took that a minute ago. And they will look for the first of the Cloud Dragons here in just a little bit. Avenger, meanwhile, pushing up through the middle lane. Let's have Grevthar walk up, delete this wave real quick, and things kind of equalize. Little play around down bot side. We might see AC walk in here. This is good looks for them, but Grell's on the back end.
Damage tries to make the engage work onto Juliera, but that gets stuffed instantly, and Grell not going to be able to follow this up, especially with Was on the way. AC doing a good Alistar impression for now.
Yeah, really good Alistar impression. I didn't even realize that that was the Maokai and not Alistar, but that was a good impression. Playing a little bit of support there. Maybe we see a role swap in his future.
It's like functionally the same thing, right? They jump
Pretty
in,
much.
You knock them up, you dash them, you knock them up. Juliera is spoiled for choice in terms of the supports.
He really is. Could be the dive here. No, they're going to back up. Just dropping the Rift Herald for a little bit of points. That range from the Tristana is going to hurt Trigo dearly, and they will back up off the play. Next Rift Herald in 2 minutes 40. Next Dragon in the same. And both sides will break up for the time being, not willing to fight over too much.
Kiari goes low in the top side as Guigo can lay down a lot of damage. He is running Ignite on the Gwen and drops it now into Kiari. Should be able to pick up the kill, and the auto will do it. Solo bolo for Guigo in top lane.
Exactly what you expect from this guy. He's a legendary top laner, man. Huge name. This is the Gui God. We sent him to international competition. Couldn't be bigger top laner if he tried, and he's going to solo kill Chiari, taking him down on the Gwen. Really nicely done there. Looks like damage hunting for AC. It's not going to find him, though. Watch this engage. Watch this engage from Was.
Pretty worried about that Hex Flash. Could have gone any direction. Instead, we're going to fight for this brush. A quick stun comes through from Grevdar, and Vivo K-Stars now have to back away. Not a whole lot of CC left for them. Out comes the Nature's Grasp. Will just barely catch damage, and the engage goes off. Damage bringing a lot of it into the team. But Vivo K-Stars effectively able to disengage at the tail end of that whole shenanigans. Trigo still farming things up in bot lane as well. Slow game, but not for lack of trying by either team.
Not really, right? I mean, some fights breaking out. We had 12 kills across the board at 14 minutes, which is more than we've seen in some other games. But I think you're right, a little bit slower. A little bit slower than we would expect from VKS and Liberty. These are two very early game teams, two teams that are intent on blowing things up in the early game, making big plays, going for early dives in lanes and side lanes. And we haven't seen too much of that. We've seen a little bit of that, but it's been a little bit muted. I think both of these teams have decided that they would like very much to win this game and that they want to play it a little bit slower.
I mean, looking at the way that this is playing out, it's kind of like I don't watch soccer, so it's going to be a little bit rough, but it's playing out kind of like I imagine a soccer game would, because Vivo K-Stars are playing in a way that they're taking, say, a lot of shots on goal. They're looking for a lot of plays. But Liberty just have incredible goalies in Was and Avenger. Was, Avenger, and AC, who are keeping everybody at bay with these counter engagements, with the roams for Avenger to keep everybody honest. Vivo K are trying to make things happen, and Liberty are always there to meet them.
You know, I wasn't sold on the analogy at first because I thought you were going to say this is a lot like a soccer game. There's 12 goals at halftime, and I was going to be like, Dia, I don't know if that's necessarily. But you won me over. That's good. That makes sense to me. They do have good goalies. Rift Herald going down now. Grell picking that one up for the red side this go around. They're going to crash that into some blue turrets if they can. Grevdar super low. Avengers here. The deletion is coming. He has the power.
Surely, right? It's like kind of problematic because it's static shoot LeBlanc, so they'll struggle a little bit with deleting from thresholds as high as Grevdar's currently at. He's going to go for it. In comes the stun the other way, but that goes wide, and Avenger picks up the kill. Nicely executed.
Yeah, really nicely done there, and Timber's not going to be able to keep up with Avenger. Grell might, though. Oh. Yeah.
Stars are not letting this go. Trigo collapses in from the other side. Killer Instinct
nice.
In. Avenger,
good pickup.
Avenger's gone. Some nice goalkeeping from Vivo Kate as well, answering that one back.
Yeah, just like you said, it's all about goalkeeping, right? And the two junglers are goalkeeping really effectively so far, keeping things even and keeping the score at 0-0, I think they say in soccer. Somebody might know more than that, more than me about that.
The more I talk about soccer, the more I'm going to get flamed. That's my rule of thumb for this broadcast. I've stuck with the analogy that I'm going to stick with.
Yeah.
Goalies are doing things.
Goalies are doing things. They're stopping things from happening. Trajan somewhere is losing his mind.
Yeah.
Absolutely losing it. Very cool, very cool. Guigo and Chiari back up top side. You gotta be worried about the solo kill pressure if you're Chiari. After getting solo killed by Guigo just a few moments ago, this middle lane turret is not long for this world. Rift Herald went down, right? That's in Grell's hands? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they could use it here to take down this mid lane turret. They will, and it will go down. Ooh, that wave clear. What? Disgusting.
This tower is going to be chunked out pretty quick. Vivo Kate have brought it out long enough people they can threaten a dive. Will they actually go for it? Signs point to no. The AC shows up in the mid lane. Would have been ill-advised, but the tower will fall regardless, just off of the threat. Well, meanwhile, Liberty are pulling a Fluxu. We've got LeBlanc in the side lane, and she ain't going anywhere.
She ain't going anywhere. I don't know. I feel like Avenger coined this a little bit better, but it is kind of a Fluxu move, kind of a Fluxu thing. Oh, so we saw Avenger last time he played LeBlanc have a really solid game. He's like 5-1 or something like that. And then the back half of the game got picked in the side lane a bunch of times. Weird places in the jungle too, weird corridors. And I'm hoping he learned his lesson, doesn't get picked like that in this game, because it's a really disappointing result to do so well on the LeBlanc and then just kind of have it all fall apart. This game hasn't really been that good on the LeBlanc. He's got the 1 kill on Grevstar. Oh, what?
That's rough.
Was.
Moment of silence for us.
Yeah.
Moment. F's in the chat, if you would. That one didn't quite go to plan, but Liberty did try and make a play. Fair enough. 2 minutes left on the next Dragon. Dragons have been going on almost as an afterthought during this game. They haven't been the focus, really, of either team. They've been picked up incidentally while plays are being made elsewhere on the map. The score currently 2-1 in favor of the Vivo Stars, with a Cloud Soul going to be the one coming through this game, as I imagine one of these teams will be picking it up. Liberty increasingly in a good position to fight, as they'll be grabbing the next few items on their marksman over the next few minutes, and it should be a good time for an engagement around the Drake.
Big thing to keep in mind here, Trigo is going to be looking for those flanks, looking for the ability to land the big W's onto the backline, but also to ult into the backline and delete them as quickly as possible, too. Guigo drops the ultimate. Avengers laid low. The passive drops. What's he doing?
Trying to get away through the back. He almost, does a lot of damage to
Whoa!
Guigo. He is really
out!
playing with them. Grell has had enough. Flashes forward, finishes off LeBlanc, and should be able to get away just as easily as she would over through the blast cone and out to the safety of the Vivo Stars. 45 seconds on Dragon. The shenanigans must now conclude because we got to set up for an objective.
We got to set up for the big worm, right? Avenger the heroic after he doesn't get away. Grell picks up that kill and picks up another kill for Grell, as the carries for VKS are starting to separate themselves out and starting to get a little bit worrisome. Speaking of carries for VKS, we have to talk about Trigo. Man, oh man, the guy is huge. 2 items. He's got the boots. Everything coming up solid for him. He's on reset. He's going to buy wards? Man. And a pickaxe,
That's a good
too.
80 carry.
Yeah, that's a good 80 carry. Can I get that 80 carry in my games? What the
Yeah.
heck? Okay. Yeah, he's absolutely massive, man. If he can get on the flank, get on a good angle for an ultimate, he will absolutely delete Juliera, will delete Avenger. So, yeah, everything coming up clean for him. Guigo and Grell are big, too. 2 of the 3 Gs.
Teleports as well. Greftar gonna flash
Big
forward.
ults.
Instant re-engage from damage, but the counter-engage does follow up with the Nature's Grasp. Damage goes low. Avenger from the side threatens the back line, isolating Trigo, giving Wasp the chance to find a triple knockup. Juliera, the time to do damage, but it simply isn't enough. Gwen is immune, and Viego simply doesn't care.
Trigo drops a bunch of damage from range as well. Avenger maybe going to get out of here, but not going to escape unscathed. That third Dragon going down for BKS, and now they're just a little bit quicker. A team that needed to run at you to get in is now just that much faster. Dia, terrifying. We might have to whisper again.
I wouldn't want to wake the beast either, much like we said during draft, but I fear, Axeman, that Liberty have already done so by attempting to fight around the Dragon. They've found out just how little control they have over this game. Let's take a look back at the replay.
Big flash ultimate from Grevthar to start things out. Damage following up with the lockup. Keeps Wassa in place. Trigo steps up too far. Eats a little bit of a root from the Maokai and is out of position for Avenger coming over the wall. Now Trigo, he's going to go stealth. Avenger's going to have to back up and he'll continue laying down the damage from range, but the 1v1 continues. Trigo and Avenger eventually break up, with both of them surviving this encounter.
There was no point in that engagement where Juliera was not hitting someone. Yeah, he repositioned a few times. Yeah, he jumped away. But the AD carry was firing. And unfortunately, Axeman, nothing was happening. There's very little that Liberty can do at this point in the game without a few extra items under their belt, except for try and find a pick like this. Damage is going to find a quick re-engage.
Look at Trigo on the
backside, trying to assassinate Juliera. It's he and Guigo against the world, but Grefthar on the other side, and Grell can cannot take on all of Liberty alone. Guigo can't even access the fight, and Liberty isolate and destroy Vivo Cade.
Take them all down. Only Trigo and Guigo, I just realized they rhyme, are the survivors of this fight. Trigo taking down Juliera on the front side of this fight. And yeah, it will be 2v3, the surviving members. Not enough for either side to go for the Baron. Little bit of a victory for Liberty, bringing them back in striking distance of VKS. They don't have the Dragons, but can they win the game? I think the answer is yes.
I mean, Juliera was just suffering right there. Like, that is feels AD carry, man. When your entire team is fighting, committing on to the jungle mid lane of Vivo Cade Stars, and you just get jumped on by the enemy Kai'Sa, and you know what? Well, how about a little help from the top lane? That's some good old League of Legends. Vivo Cade Stars are looking to run it back as well by starting up an engagement around the Baron, with Grell coming right back in to join them. Grevthar walking up as well. Stun is ready, and Vivo Cade Stars are looking for a fight.
They are looking for a fight now. They're on to Grell. Little bit of damage comes out. Grevthar's going to trade that back onto Avenger. The trades will continue. Trigo still looking for that flank. Doesn't have a good angle. Can't get into the fight.
Guigo gets chunked out. As you said, with Nature's Grasp now up, there is no good access for anyone. Liberty claim a mid lane tower for their trouble, denying everything to the Vivo Cade Stars. And we're going to take a quick reset again, jump back into this, I'll say, slower paced game than it has been, but the fights have been explosive, and when they happen for a while too.
Just like a soccer game. There's 24 goals at 25 minutes.
Exactly.
Just like a soccer game, and they'll be fighting around the Baron pit as they get back onto the map, trying to control vision, trying to control that area so that they can better take the objective. Keep watching out for that artillery damage coming out of the Kai'Sa. Trigo, so strong in that respect, has begun to build additional attack speed items. It is now less about the W's and more about Trigo teleporting behind your team. Nothing personal, kid, and slaughtering them.
Yeah. That's the big concern for Juliera. Avenger, not so much. He's like, you know what? I'll just commit with everyone else. Juliera, have a good time. But Buster shot and a quick jump away is the only thing between Juliera and a very fast death. And that's not particularly heartening during the later portions of this game, especially with not nearly enough damage built up on Tristana for the front to back to actually matter for Liberty. The fact is, looking at the way these compositions are running into each other, Vivo Cade Stars just have a lot of ways to chew through Liberty that are not mirrored on the other side when Viego can disengage at will, and Gwen doesn't have to take damage if she doesn't want to.
Yeah, you just don't have to take the damage at that point when you're immune like that. So will be Liberty wresting control of the Baron pit. They're going to sweep out the vision. Can they maintain control? I would say no, but VKS are fine giving it to them, right? And dropping back on this dragon that has just spawned.
It's the perfect time for Liberty to do so. Dragon's going to be up soon. The team that wins this fight will win both objectives. Trigo tries to assassinate Avenger, almost takes him down, less than half HP on the LeBlanc, but the fight is happening on the other side with Guigo kicking off the engage. Grevthar booted right out of there, but Guigo picks up a triple kill, and Vivo Cade Stars walk away from that saying it wasn't even close.
Guigo, an absolutely massive play on the Gwen, bringing him to 8, 2, and 4. Is the biggest damage share of any top laner is this Gwen. If you want to deal damage, if you want to carry, it's all Gwen all the time. Look at the damage total. Just in that fight was 4,000 damage. And those post-game damage numbers, we got to tell you, so they're going to be wild. Holy cow, they're looking to take down the dragon now. They already got the Barons, they're getting everything.
It's why you feel comfortable blind picking him Gwen, and I don't know a whole lot of top laners that can just pop off and do something like this to an entire team, but we're going to watch it again in 4K, Axeman.
There's a little like side story going on with Trigo and Avenger through here. Don't care. Watch Guigo. Look as he deletes everybody on the team. The snap, scissors coming through. One goes down. He has to hunt down that third one. but the triple kill comes through.
It's actually wild how much he was able to do in such a short amount of time. Snip, snip, just with the area of effect that it has and the amount of items that Quigo had as well is ludicrously effective. And we're finding yet another engage, this time onto AC, who, I'll be honest, X-Men, he's just not going to survive. Neither is the rest of Liberty, as even through Chiari's flank, Vivo K-Stars have taken negligible damage, and Quigo is still running it under Liberty's tier 2.
They're running under the turrets. They're going to look for the inhib turrets here too, Dia. Stay tuned. The Nexus is next. The health bars are low, but can they do it?
This is, I mean, certainly an inhibitor going down. Not much that Liberty can do about that. Can Vivo K-Stars end the game? This time, no. But remember what we said. They who win the fight get both objectives. Vivo K-Stars have picked up not just the Baron, but the Cloud Soul. And those two things combined are going to be deadly, giving them a lot of presence on the map with plenty of time still left for them to make use of the Baron. Unfortunately, damage, maybe not so much. Wow, that is a really fast Rel.
Oh yeah, Rel has got, once you got the horse is
You got
fast.
hustle.
Yeah, you got hustle with the, well, keep in mind, she's got Cloud Soul too. So you're really hustling once you got the horse legs under you, and you're able to take off. But yeah, keeping in mind as well, the rest of EKS also have that buff with the Cloud Soul there too. So Grevthar, we're talking about a champion that has to walk up and ult you. The walking part just got that much easier. Guido too, right? When you're trying to hunt somebody down, that movement speed is helping you out tremendously. We've already seen Trigo and what they're able to do with the target access, but that extra movement speed really helps you hunt down the carries.
It's not following any of the safety protocol that you learn about in kindergarten with these scissors. Just walking around, scissors wide open, pointed forward. Do not take this as an example, folks. This is not how scissors were meant to be handled.
No one needs scissors this big. Absolutely nobody. And you don't have to sprint around with them with Cloud Soul either. So definitely don't do that. My favorite pose is when she's got him straight up in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think it's really fun.
Banner.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. They take down top lane turret here.
It's not too much to worry about. Vivo K-Stars know that Liberty can't win a fight, and normally at this point in the game, Axeman, I'd be asking how Liberty could possibly win a fight. At this point, it's just not happening. AC tries to engage, gets, you guessed it, instantly deleted by Quigo. And I don't even know why Vivo K-Stars have picked champions that aren't Gwen for this man ever, because he is single-handedly changing the game. Don't get me wrong, Vivo K-Stars are playing really well as a team. But if Quigo wasn't here, if Quigo wasn't on Gwen, this is going very differently.
100%. Credit up to Trigo as well. Also 10-1 and 5 on the Kai'Sa. Can't have that many hours on this champion. He's got 4 items. He's huge.
Bro, where did he go? Where is my Renekton? He pops up again for what, a second before going down once more? It's just not fair for Liberty to be running into this. Vivo K-Stars are so far ahead. They don't even have an objective to play for. They're looking to end the game, pick up a tower here and there because they can't do anything and they know it.
That's the second strike for Liberty, Dia. If they lose one more inhibitor, the game is over. VKS, there's no more life left in the tank. They will take you down the next time they get into your base like that. This time, the health bars are too low, but the next time, they'll be just right.
And that was really very, very good. If any of us have forgotten as well, this is the same Liberty that almost took down Red last week, that was on Red's Nexus. And Vivo K-Stars are taking them to school this week. You said it yourself, Axeman. Maybe got a little bit unlucky in the weeks following our first, but Vivo K-Stars looked good at the start of the season, and they are looking good as we approach the mid-season.
Look at top tier team, which is good because they were 50-50 going into this game, and if they will win it, they will break up into the top side of the league. Good stuff, and what you want to see from a team like this that was firmly middle of the pack, separating itself up in the top side, achieving its goals. and winning games of League of Legends. Really cool things for these players happening. The 3Gs have been a fan of them individually for a while now, but seeing them come together has been really cool. Trigo Damage, of course, as well. Sentinel bot lane, really cool stuff.
I do appreciate that. The OK Stars go, they jump on the Baron, they know they can take it, but just in case, for the Dragon setup, they leave Guigo down there knowing that he can handle himself as well. They're going to go looking like for the end of the game, forcing response out of Liberty, forcing Liberty then to abandon all of their Dragon preparation in a desperate defense, in a desperate attempt to hold on to this game of League of Legends. Avenger, who was left alone, watches the tower fall. Ace's got a sick engage from the side. Kiori jumps in. Can they win? Can
Trigo's
Liberty
not
find
near.
a fight? Kiori finds a kill, but it's answered right back. Trigo finding another, and there's just no way through the wall of Vivo Cade Stars that you can find any hope. Not today, not for long. Vivo Cade Stars slay out, taking down Liberty. And I'll be honest, Axeman, this one